Something exciting, which I found out about Kiefer. Were you a rodeo champion, or you took part in a rodeo championship?
I rodeoed in the USTRC, which is the United States Team Roping Championships, and it's a circuit. And I rodeoed with a guy named John English, and I did that for about 6 years.
Wow.
Went to the national finals for the USTRC in '94, and I believe in '96, the first rodeo I won was in Arizona.
So you won a rodeo?
I won a few, yeah, but that was the very first one.
And so you can ride, but at the moment, if we were to say to you, could you ride a cow or bull right now, would you be up for that, or would there be reasons why you couldn't do that?
Well, I would be absolutely not up for it.
Oh.
I was shooting a film with Woody Harrelson, and we were, excuse me, we shot in New Mexico, and it was a thing called the Cowboy Way. And we shot in New Mexico, and then we were going to New York to shoot the rest of the film. And it was our last night in New Mexico, and we went to this big old cowboy bar. And it was a bunch of guys that I had rodeoed with. And the kid who was running the bull had said, hey, you know, my girlfriend's back there. It would be so cool for me if I could just run the bull with you on it. And we'd had a few drinks, and I don't think that's a very good idea. And he said, oh, please, man, it would mean so much to me. And I said, okay, fine. So I get on it, and I didn't realize how much he wanted to show off to his girlfriend. So I strapped in, and I'm just being very relaxed about it. And he goes, whack, whack. My head hit the bull in the front. Then in the back, I broke 2 fingers, and I split my pants from the crotch all the way up to the back of my belt. And it was one of the nights I wasn't wearing underwear.
Wow.
So it was the longest exit out of a bar I've ever had, because I had to get the 2 pieces of jean clenched in my bottom and literally had to walk out like that.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Have a good night. Good to see you all, yeah.
Yeah.
And then got my fingers fixed.
Wow.
So I managed to keep it all intact.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you'll agree. What a lovely guest. The new show is called Touch. It's great fun. I saw the first episode. It's intriguing. It's engaging. It looks like it's going to shake up to be a great series. I'm really looking forward to the rest of them.
Thank you very much.
You must be feeling good about it.
I'm very excited to be able to show it to people.
It's great to have you back here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kiefer Sutherland.
Thank you very much.
Great stuff. Thank you. Now, there's a new website that shows real pictures that estate agencies have used to sell houses, OK? And this is my favourite. A genuine picture the estate agent put online to sell this house. So you see that, you think that's a lovely kind of dressing table area there. But then you look closer, what's going on in the right-hand side of the picture? Oh, yeah. The house still hasn't sold, but it's set a record for viewings. Okay? Let's get my next guest out. She's one of the finest actresses in Hollywood right now. It's the charming and beautiful Amanda Seyfried. Amanda here. How nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's been a long trip.
Oh, yeah. Where from?
I was just in the green room
back
I see. There.
Okay. Hey, Mamma Mia, who imagined that would be the success it was? I mean, that just went crazy, didn't it?
I can't even believe what happened with that movie. I mean, it was a huge success on the stage for years and years and years. And, you know, ABBA just, it's classic. I mean, that music just sits in your head for so long. You can't stop singing it under your breath. And after a while, we got really annoyed with it, especially because all I had in my head was Our Last Summer, sung by the lovely Colin Firth, which he's good.
He's got the voice. It could have been worse. You could have had one of the ones that Pierce was singing in your head, because he...
Yeah, no, I did have SOS in my head.
He kind of croaked him out, didn't he?
I thought he was really good.
He's lovely. He's lovely and charming, but you know he would never win a karaoke contest, would he? Here's the weird thing, though, and it's not weird, but I find it remarkable, is Mamma Mia is the highest-grossing musical film of all time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what's also really weird is that I just found out that, well, I worked on a movie, and this is a non-sequitur, but I just did a movie about the porn industry, and Deep Throat, the movie, the feature-length film porn movie, actually grossed the same amount as Mamma Mia. Wow. We can talk about it later, though.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. $600 million.
And that didn't even have Meryl Streep in it.
It just had vaginas and penises together in a room.
But you know what? Don't underestimate the appeal of those two performers.
You're right. It was a lot of good acting and
well, I'll ask you about that, because this is a fascinating topic. Maybe we should talk about this now. This is the movie about the life of Linda Lovelace, who was in the movie Deep Throat, and that was kind of the first kind of porn movie that came out and became a kind of overground hit, so to speak. It was a...
Yeah, I mean, it's like, porn is just sex, and they wanted to... They wanted to create this little world, this little film, and they added some scenes with some dialogue, and they added a storyline, and then the sex scenes would be like way too long, and it would be really, it was actually really uncomfortable, the whole thing. When I watched it, I was forced to, and I feel like they just wanted to do that because they wanted more people to come to the theater, and it worked.
Well, I was forced to watch it years ago as well, and. But what's so odd, I thought, was how kind of dated it was. I mean, for a movie which... And it made that huge amount of money.
Pubic hair.
Yeah, well, that's the... Yeah. So you noticed there was more hair going on than you expected.
Yeah, there's a lot of hair. There's a lot of pubic hair, which I think actually looks really good, to be honest with you. What do you think, Kiefer?
Pretzel.
Joking aside about that film, I'm looking forward to that film because it's a compelling and quite desperate story, the story of that woman's life.
That's the thing, it's a terrible story. When you say Linda Lovelace to somebody, most people will just imagine, most people just know the idea of her. But her life story was so dark and so traumatic and violent, and she was kind of forced into this world, this porn world, and I feel like we're finally giving her a voice.
But it's great because, you know, I can't think of a better young actress to play her, and also you have a great cast in it. You've got...
We have the best cast. Well,
you did have Demi Moore for a while, and then she couldn't finish the film. Is that right? Yeah, or did she start even?
And that's the thing about it. It's like, she was ill, and so she couldn't show up, but you know, when we found out she wasn't coming to work, we were just like, shit. But the fact is, she couldn't come, so we had to find somebody else. And so I emailed Sarah Jessica Parker.
So you just emailed someone and said, would you fill in?
Yeah, because I feel like when it comes from a personal point, I mean, everything's so businessy, and you have to find some kind of connection in this business if you want to get, if you want to get what you want. And I really, really love her, and so I just emailed her, and I think it worked. Well, something happened, and she came, she showed up a couple days later.
But that's a great part for her to have, because we're used to seeing her in slightly frothier kind of roles, aren't we? So for her to play something...
badass in this role.
I'm looking forward to that tremendously. Now, is this true that you have, I believe, that you have a collection or an interest in taxidermy, in stuffed animals?
Compared to yours, it's very small.
We're talking about the stuffed animals here. But you have, how many stuffed animals do you have?
I recently decided I was going to start building a parliament of owls, because I only have one. Her name's Beatrix. She's in New York. I never see her. But I have a horse, a miniature horse. It's a baby, so it's quite small. It's much bigger than my dog, but his name's Antoine. He's from Derol in Paris.
Where did you get the horse? Did someone buy the horse for you?
I bought him in Paris, and he was sitting with every kind of animal you could possibly imagine. Giraffes, zebras, elephants, like scorpions, bunny rabbits, and they were all sitting, and it was the most incredible installation, and that's when I decided that this was going to be a lifelong hobby.
So you're going to collect taxidermy?
I like animals. When taxidermy is done well, it's an amazing piece of art, and I love animals, and they're very easy to take care of when they're dead.
Yeah. If I had the power to give you any of the men in the green room stuffed after their death, which one of those three would you want in your life?
Well, okay.
I mean, Paul is pretending not to be interested, but I think he wants him more than the rest. He'd look better
I would give Paul to my sister, and I would give Kiefer to my publicist, because we have the same publicist.
And you'd keep Freddie for yourself?
Freddie, you've got...
Freddie looking all nonchalant. He loves the fact he won the taxidermy competition.
No, I'm saying I'm getting Paul and Kiefer stuffed.
Yeah, you don't want Freddie stuffed at all. You won't keep Freddie alive.
Well, I just don't. I mean, yeah, I guess I keep you for myself. Yep.
Wow.
I mean, I would taxidermy all of them and give them away as gifts. That's what I'm I'm saying.
That sounds nice. That sounds nice. Well, I like to think that maybe we've achieved some kind of lovely situation here. All right, listen. You've made so many films I've enjoyed. There's a new movie out right now, and I hope people go and see this and enjoy this as well. It's called Gone. Tell us about the story of this. What's the plot?
It's a lot of my face close up, just to warn you. But it's a thriller. It's a really good thriller.
Why would you say that? It's a lot of my face close up just to warn you.
You gotta know before you go in. You know what I mean?
You must know you're a very attractive young woman.
Thank you.
Well, were you fishing for compliments there? What was going on? What was that?
Yeah,
Is that what that
really was.
Are you that needy?
I'm a little bit insecure about
Why are you
this
insecure? Stop it.
Would I be an actor if I weren't?
I suppose so. There is a kind of desperate thing most actors and actresses give off, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a thriller. It's a really good thriller. It's a small movie. We made it in Portland, one of the best cities in the world.
It's a very intense character you play in this. She's
I
kind
look
of
really intense, don't I?
You do. You're very nice, very intense. Is she meant to be mad, or people think she's mad?
Her sister's been kidnapped in the beginning of the film, and she thinks by the same guy that kidnapped her, and she was able to get away. She thinks he's a serial killer, and basically she is kind of running from the law because the cops don't believe that there's anything wrong at all. And she's also carrying a firearm, which is illegal for someone who's been in a mental institution. Which is also a background of my character.
Even in America, they don't let people from mental institutions carry guns? I thought they were relaxed right across the board.
No, especially in America.
You know what, you're not at all what I expected, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I found you just... No, because sometimes you meet... You know, a lot of time actresses, you know, but you're fun, and you're also kind of slightly mental, and that's really refreshing.
Thank you.
It's a nice thing. It's a lovely thing. How lovely. What a charming guest. Go and see Gone when it comes out. You see Amanda in action. The lovely Amanda Seyfried, ladies and gentlemen. Well, okay. That's Amanda.